Shalom. I give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us His word. I just wanted to do a video on, the brave and valiant men, you know, of Israel, of our heritage, the men of our culture. Because we come from a very courageous group of men, our forefathers, and we're gonna have to be brave and courageous, in these end times that are coming up. And we have to understand that our power comes from heaven. The Most High is in complete control, of every situation that we go through. But yeah, I just want to bring out a couple of examples of brave and valiant men that stood up, for Yahweh Shai, stood up, for the heritage and the laws and the commandments. This is Second Maccabees 14:37. Now was there accused unto Nicanor one Raziz, one of the elders of Jerusalem, a lover of his countrymen, and a man of very good report, who for his kindness was called the father of the Jews. Now Nicanor, he was a Greek general under the Seleucid Empire, under Antiochus Epiphanes, the fourth. For in the former times, when they mingled not themselves with the Gentiles, he had been accused of Judaism, and did boldly jeopard his body and life with all vehemence for the religion of the Jews. So Nicanor, willing to declare the hate that he bare unto the Jews, sent above 500 men of war to take him. Yeah, so this was a time when they was really pushing, Judah, Jerusalem to really go off, man. They were being persecuted around this time for keeping the laws and the statutes and the commandments. For he thought by taking him to do the Jews much hurt. Now when the multitude would have taken the tower and violently broken into the outer door, and bade that fire should be brought to burn it, he, being ready to be taken on every side, fell upon his sword. Yeah, so he's ready to kill himself rather than to be taken, choosing rather to die manfully than to come into the hands of the wicked, to be abused otherwise than beseemed his noble birth. But missing his stroke through the haste, the multitude also rushing within the doors, he ran boldly up to the wall, and cast himself down manfully amongst the thickets of them. But they quickly gave back, and the space being made, he fell down into the midst of a void place. Nevertheless, while there was yet breath within him, being inflamed with anger, he rose up, and though his blood gushed out like spouts of water, and his wounds were grievous, yet he ran through the midst of the throng, and standing upon a steep rock. A throng is just a crowd of people. You got that multitude that came to take him. And standing upon a steep rock, when as his blood was now quite gone, he plucked out his bowels, taking them in both his hands, he cast them upon the throng, and calling upon the Lord of life and spirit to restore him those again, and thus he died. So yeah, he went out, man. He went out. Hey, he stood on business, whatever you want to call it. He got stabbed up or whatever, to the point to where he was able to pluck out his own intestines, and he threw it, at the crowd of people, man. at the multitude, about 500 men of war that were sent to take him. He was like, F you, and threw his bowels on him and died manfully. So that's the same spirit, we're going to have when they present that chip, man. You have to be like, F you, and, do what you need to do, chop off my head or whatever. Second story is the seven brethren, because around we were still in that time when they were being persecuted for keeping the laws. So these young men stood up manfully and dealt with those tortures that they were given, rather than to, break the laws of the Most High, man. But if you go back to chapter 6, 6 and 1, not long after this, the king has sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of the Most High. So they're really going heavy on that, man. And to pollute also the temple of Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. So yeah, he sent a guy to compel the Jews, man. Going heavy, trying to push these heathenistic ways on our people, man. Spiritually, that's going on today, man. And what the Lord said was to not take that ship, man. So he's going to push that ship heavy. But, you're going to have to remember Raziz, man. You got to remember the seven brethren, But this is 2 Maccabees 6:1. The other verse I read was 2 Maccabees. Well, it was 6 and 1, and the one I'm about to read is 7 and 1. 2 Maccabees chapter 7 and 1. It came to pass also that seven brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake verse said thus, What wouldst thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers, man. So that's that same spirit that we got to be in today, man. Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, and the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Yeah, so basically he was cutting off his limbs, cutting off his tongue, utmost parts of his body, with the mother looking on and your brothers looking on. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him being yet alive to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, Lord power looketh upon us, and in truth have comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declaring, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. So yeah, man, whatever it is you got to go through, remember these scriptures, man. Remember these stories. And don't give in, man. So when the first was dead, after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off his skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? So he was scalped, man. They scalped him. All because they didn't want to eat pork, man. So that's how serious that pork law is, man. Our people just love that pork, that swine's flesh. But he answered in his own language and said, No. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. So, yeah, so these are our foreparents, man. These are our men, the men of Israel, man. This is our heritage, man. We're far from it nowadays, but yeah, man. You look back on this, read this, and be proud, man. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws, unto everlasting life. But yeah, man, I just want to skip down to verse 14. Uh, Now, when this man was dead, also, there's 7 other brothers, man. I'm not going to read all of them, but now, when this man was dead, also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So, when he was ready to die, he said thus, It is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. Yeah. So yeah, man, he said he's ready to die, and it's good being put to death by men in hopes that the Lord will raise you up. So if you have to be a martyr in this time, man, it's a good thing to be put to death for Yahweh Shem Yahushai in hopes that he raises you up. You know, you being on that chariot, yeah, the first one coming back. But yeah, it's Matthew 10 and 28. Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So at the end of the day, it's the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai you have to fear, man. And the brother said, hey, man, it's good to be put to death by men, with the hopes to be raised up by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. To look for hope from the Most High to be raised up again. Because these other devils, man, they're going to have no resurrection of life. They ain't coming back, man. They're going 1,000 years of slavery. These devils, and then they're going to be out of here, man, forever. So they're not going to have no resurrection of life. Yeah, fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, man. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. This is Book of John 19 and 9. And went again into the judgment hall, and saith unto Yahushai, Whence art thou? But Yahushai gave him no answer. Yeah, that's when Yahushai went before Pontius Pilate, man. Then saith Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee, and have power to release thee? Yahushua answered, Thou couldst have no power at all except against me. Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Therefore he that delivereth me unto thee hath the greater sin. So the Lord knew, man. He was like, except it were given me from above. So all power comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Whatever situation you're in, that is directly from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, putting you in that situation. All right, nobody has any power but what was given thee from above. Judas Maccabees knew this, back in the Maccabees, man. This is our first Maccabees 3 and 16. And when he came near There's another war he was about to go up against, man. And when he came near to the going up of Bethron, Judas went forth to meet him with a small company, who, when they saw the host coming to meet him, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day? Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the power of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company. We read that again. And with the power of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company, you know. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven, man. So the Lord is ultimately gonna decide who wins the battle. Just like the Lord is gonna decide, who gets put to death. Really, that's us. Except that we're given from thee from above, man. All power comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. The Lord determines the outcome of this thing, man. You just gotta do your part, man, and just, not going off, man. Don't take that chip. Don't give in, man. We're ready to die rather than transgress the laws of our fathers, man. Powerful statement, man. The last scripture is 2 Timothy 1:7. For the Most High hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind, man. So keep rooted and settled with a sound mind, and pray. The Most High has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, man. Because that power comes from above. At the end of the day. Yeah, I just want to do a video, a few examples. I mean, there's many, 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 many more examples, of valiant and brave men of Israel, man. But with that, shalom.